Happy Sunday, everyone. I hope everyone's having a blessed Sunday. Praise the Lord. Amen. God is good. So, before I head to church, I wanted to do this quick video, and I came across this story about a 38-year-old man, Christopher Scholtes, um, was arrested because he left his 2-year-old daughter in a car and in Arizona. That's where they lived. And it was 109 degrees. Apparently, his daughter fell asleep in the car and he didn't want to wake her. So he left the car running and the AC going while he went into the house to unload some groceries or whatever. But apparently, he was playing video games and watching porn, allegedly. And my thing is, like, I don't understand this. I don't understand certain parents. Like, you left your daughter, 2-year-old daughter, in the car, okay, because she was sleeping. The, the normal thing to do as parents, if your daughter or son is sleeping in the car, what do? You take them out of the car and you put them in their room so they can finish taking their nap. You just don't leave them in the car because they just fell asleep. Like, that is the dumbest thing anyone can say to a police officer, to a judge, and then you forgot. You forgot that your daughter was in the car. And most vehicles, when you leave the car running, it automatically shuts off. Okay, it doesn't run all through the day. Okay, most vehicles are high vents, and it shuts off, and that's what happened. Um, it shut off, and he totally forgot about his daughter because he was too distracted playing video games and watching porn, which to me that just so utterly negligent. Okay, like I just don't understand that you just forgot your daughter in the car and you just left her because she fell asleep. Common sense, you get your daughter or your son out of the car and you take them inside. It's just, now it just fathomed to me. Now, is it a freak accident? Could have been prevented? Yes, all of it could. Did he do this on purpose? Did this? I don't know. I don't know what he was thinking. To be honest with you, it's definitely negligent. Excuse me. It's definitely not a common sense a parent would do. You know what I mean? Because I have nieces. I don't have children of my own yet, but it's just common sense. If you have a child in the back seat in the car and fell asleep after a trip to the grocery store or doing errands, the common sense to do is get your kid out of the car. You just don't say, oh, I'm just going to let them continue sleeping while I go inside the home and do whatever. And I just totally forgot, and my daughter ended up dead. 109 degrees, and they lived in Arizona. So this is 38-year-old Chris Scholtes, and he's being charged with second-degree murder. Excuse me, second-degree murder of leaving his 2-year-old Parker in the backseat of the car, and it was hot, 109 degrees. You guys, can you imagine 109 degrees? Okay, and this is 2-year-old Parker, beautiful girl. May her soul rest in peace. So yeah, temperature hit 109 degrees. Now again, like I said, was it a mistake or could have been preventable? It all could have been preventable, to be honest with you. Like I said, he could have easily took his daughter out of the car and brought her inside the home and let her finish taking her nap. But apparently he wanted her to rest up in the back seat in the car while the car was running and running AC, which is just fathom to me that a person can do that. And this judge, and I don't know this judge's name, but she's overseeing this whole case. And apparently she's not allowing the prosecutors to tell the juries, because it's going to go to trial, that he was watching porn during the time. So basically they're just going to take out the porn out and just say that he was watching video games, which actually is public knowledge. As public information. So I don't understand why she would want to take this out. And forgive me, you guys, I don't know the judge's name. I don't know the judge's name. But anyway, it's just very negligent on the judge's part and very unprofessional in my opinion. Why would you take that out? You should add that in because that was a factual truth that, and there's data to back that up, that he was playing video games along watching porn for 3 hours because that's how long the daughter Parker was sitting in the car for 3 hours until the mother Erica arrived home and noticed that her daughter was in the car unresponsive, and then she immediately did CPR and called 911. Okay, so I just don't understand why she would rule that out and not have prosecutors let the jurors, excuse me, know that Chris was watching porn while his daughter was in the backseat of the car in the hot degree weather. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't. The trial begins October 27th, so that's very soon. Again, he's facing, second degree murder, possibly first or second degree murder. They're saying second degree murder. And I'm going to show you a footage really quickly because, like I said, I have to head to church pretty soon. And I really wanted to do this because, as everyone knows, and I have done videos before, my husband and I are trying, to get pregnant and trying to start our own family. And this is very, very, it hits home to me because, I'm trying to get pregnant and trying to conceive and be a mom. And this really, really, this is really personal to me, even though I don't know these people. But my thing is, a child is a gift from God. You understand? A child is a gift from God. So when the Lord bless you with a child, you do whatever you can to protect your child, to be there for your child, to keep them from harm's way. And I'm sorry, and you guys might think I'm very cruel or very critical, but I'm going to be, because how can you just leave your daughter in the backseat of the car because she was sleeping and then you just went inside your home doing God knows what, playing video games, and watching porn or doing whatever, and then you just totally forgot. It doesn't make any sense to me. To me, that's neglect. He neglect his daughter, and maybe it was a freak accident. Maybe it was not intentional. Maybe it could have been preventable. But my thing is, it's common sense. If your kid is sleeping in the backseat of the car, I'm not going to just go inside and let my kid sleep in the back of the car. That's just ridiculous. And let the AC run, let the car running. It doesn't make any sense. That's a lack of common sense. If my kid is sleeping, I'm going to get up, grab my kid, and go inside the home. That's what normal parents do. Common sense parents do. And it seems like this man do not have common sense. And on top of that, this is not the first time he done this. This is not the first time he left his children in the back seat in the car. Okay? His wife told him multiple times, which I'm going to share with you, a video multiple times. And she texted him, Erica, I told you not to do this. I told you not to do this before. I'm sorry, babe. I'm sorry, babe. Like, really? It's common sense. You do not leave your child in the backseat of the car while you're running, doing errands, or going to the convenience store, or going to a supermarket. To me, that's laziness. And then, I'm just going to leave my kid in the car because the car is running, there's AC. Hello, we're living in 2025. There's crazy people out there. Even though the doors can lock automatically because some people have remote starters that they can just start the car while they're out in a store or whatever, and the car locks on its own. You just never know. You can have a crazy unhinged people break the window and grab your kid. You think that's going to protect your child not being taken? Like, it's just common sense. And I feel like some parents are just lazy. I'm just going to get something really quick so I can leave my I can leave my child in the back seat because I don't want to remove her from the car seat and then I have to put him back, and then da-da-da-da. It's like, that to me, that's laziness. It takes a second to grab your kid, get something that you need to get at a store, buckle your kid back, and head off to your business. You get what I'm saying? But some parents, they're lazy, so they think that, okay, I'm just going to grab this really quick, and then it's not going to be long. It takes a second. It takes a second to something to happen to your child, okay? And that's what happened to Christopher. It seemed like he has a pattern here that he goes to stores and then he leaves his children inside the car, and his wife said multiple times, stop doing that. So this is not the first time he has done this. He has done this before, and there's a pattern with this. Now, I'm going to show you this video of court TV. It's pretty long, but it's super, super important for you to take a listen and take a look at this footage because it will give you um, kind of like behind the scenes of Chris' reaction of when the police officer told him that his daughter is dead, that his daughter was left in the back seat in the car in a hot 109 degrees weather. And he looked very frantic. I'm not going to lie to you. He looked very frantic, distraught, confused, and lost. He looked total shocked that this actually happened. And I don't know. By looking at it, it doesn't seem fake to me. It doesn't seem like he's pretending. He looked like literally he was in total shock and disbelief that his daughter is no longer here and that this happened. And he's just trying to wrap his brain around it. How did this happen? Why did this happen? Because you left your daughter in the car. Because you even said that she was sleeping. You didn't want to wake her up. So take a look at this footage. It's very long, but it's super important that you guys really hear what he had to say and what the law enforcement had to say as well. So take a listen. What just happened here? Oh, there we go.
The AC was on. I mean, it's going to be making with Yeah, I don't know if we should either. She's dead. Like, I need to be with her right now.
That's the mother, Erica.
Yeah, they're going to Banner right now. We're going to keep you updated with everything, okay? We just need to stand by with you right now, alright? Is that your wife out there? Yes. Okay. We're going to make sure she gets down there okay, alright? We have officers escorting her down there. If we need to, we will drive her down there, and we'll make the same accommodations for you, alright? We'll keep you updated with everything they have. Can we get you anything?
What? Yeah. Okay. Can't believe this. This can't be happening. She wants me to try and get her right to the hospital.
Hey, we'll accommodate that for you, alright? We're just gonna need to get a statement from you about what happened, what's been going on. Obviously, I know this isn't easy for you, okay? It's not easy for anyone around right now. We're gonna keep you updated with everything we hear. Do you want to sit down somewhere? Where would you be most comfortable?
Sure.
You want me to refill this for you?
I have to say the police officer was very kind and very patient.
Can I sit? Is that all right?
It's fine.
I'm just going to start by getting some of your information, your wife's information, all right?
Good.
Okay.
We've just been hanging out at home. She was sleeping in the car, and I had the car on. But it has a sensor where I think every 30 minutes or so it'll turn off if you haven't moved.
So pause. You heard what he said. There's a sensor, just like I said previously, that it turns off. So the car can be running, but after that, there's a switch, just like he said, it turns off. So apparently when he went inside his home, left his daughter, Parker, in the car, the car was running, and then it turned off. And that's how the daughter died. Because apparently he forgot that he left her in the back seat of the car because he was doing other things. Preoccupies him, if that makes sense what I just said. Okay?
Or she was in the house playing with her sisters like she always does. Just that. Right now, I haven't been doing anything else really on the house. And
What time?
we never do this anywhere, but I'm home, right? Like you're home, you're safe, you're like your kids are home.
Right. I'm sorry this is all going on.
We always park that car in the garage usually, but I just got a Peloton recently, and the Peloton is in the garage now, so that's why it's not even in the garage. But
And how long was she sleeping in the car out there?
I want to say it was no more than 30, 45 minutes.
That's not true.
And I don't think their air was off that entire time. I think there was a time in between. I had checked on her last. It was still running. She was still sleeping. And then when I went back out, the car was off.
We'll walk through some of the things, get you ready to go down to the hospital. I'm very sorry for this. This is not something we ever planned for. Chris, do you have any questions for me? Oh my God. Oh my God.
I don't want to feel like we're intruding, but we're going to have to stand by with you for a while. All right?
Is there a reason why?
So any death, we have to treat like a crime scene. I know this is extremely difficult for you. This is a normal process that we have to follow through with. I don't want you to be blindsided by anything, but that's what's going to be going on for right now, okay?
So I'm being treated like a murderer?
No.
I just lost my face.
Not at all. I know.
Neglect.
And I know
You
this
left
is
your daughter in the car.
That's why I'm trying to be straightforward and honest with you, okay? I don't want to keep any secrets. I don't want to hide anything for you. Someone's going to talk to you about what happened, though. All right? We will keep you updated with everything.
My whole family, my whole family's gonna be ruined.
We'll be all right. So we can't let you do that right now. We have to stand by with you. Okay? As soon as you can, we will let you
You
know.
can stay in the room if you want, but I'm not gonna talk.
I know this isn't easy for you, but the quicker we get this done and finish up, the sooner you can be with your wife. All right?
I'm trying to keep it off so I can go to the hospital and be with my wife.
We're not going to shower or anything right now. You need to stand by with us.
I don't understand why.
Okay? Please.
I don't understand why.
I tried explaining that to you. We just need to stand by.
And I'm standing by. Why can't I take a shower while you stand by? What is...
It's not necessary right now. I'm not going to stand here and watch you shower. There'll be time for that, but it's not right now, okay?
So, remember how I talked?
Can we do this maybe out here so the kiddos don't have to hear?
Are they?
One is sleeping and one's next door.
So remember how we talked about the investigation and things that would transpire. Okay. And I told you I'm always gonna tell you guys the truth. There's
Love the transparency with the police
there's no
officer.
secrets here, right? So based off of our investigation at this point, right, we have determined that there's probable cause to go ahead and charge you for what happened.
Let's come out here, Christopher.
No.
It's okay. It's okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
No.
listen. Okay. This doesn't change. This doesn't change what's going on. Okay. What happens at this point? It's simple. Okay. What happens at this point is you are going to be taken into custody, all right, and you will be booked. And then after you are booked, you have an initial appearance with the judge within the first 24 hours. Okay. After the first 24 hours, right, the judge will determine bond and things like that as far as what happens next. At that point, the case goes to the courts. It'll be between you, it'll be between your attorneys, and it'll be between the county prosecutor. So, again, I can't change the consequences of what happened, all right? But what I'm going to ask of you... Okay.
Come on, Chris. Let's go over here. Can you grab him some shoes, please? No.
They're right there. They're right there. Let me put shoes on.
Can I give him a kiss?
Yeah.
Hold on. I love you. There you go. Chris, I'm gonna be here and I'll take care of everything. I love you. I love you. The funeral is Friday. No heart. No heart at all.
Well, that's very, very damaging. I really feel bad for the wife, the two other siblings. They're probably confused. None of it makes sense. And I have to say, this happened last year, July 9th of 2024. And it's very sad, and it's just so unfortunate because all of it could have been preventable, to be honest with you, you know. And I have to say, with Chris' reaction and everything, he looked genuinely distraught, devastated. I don't think that, in my opinion, just by looking at this footage, I don't think he did this on purpose. Was it neglect? Yes. Was it irresponsible? Absolutely. Could he have been just took his daughter out of the back seat of the car and just brought her inside? Yes, he could have done all that. But again, I don't know what his mindset was at the time, what made him think that to leave his daughter in the back seat of the car because she was sleeping. Again, I'm going to keep saying this is just common sense. If your kid is sleeping in the back seat of the car, what do? You remove the buckle from the car seat and you take your kid out of the car and you bring them inside. That's just common sense. Same thing if you have a dog or anything. You just don't leave them in the backseat of the car saying, oh, because, he or she is sleeping, so I'm just going to let them chill while I go inside. It just, again, it's really negligent on his part and very stupid and foolish. But I can honestly say that he sincerely broke down and really felt bad what happened. And I don't think he did it on purpose. I don't think it was just, it was premeditated. Obviously, this is just what I'm getting, what I'm looking at by looking at that court TV footage. He looked very, very distraught. But I just want to read to you what the Daily Mail said in regards to this whole situation that happened last year. A father has been charged with murder after leaving his 2-year-old daughter, Parker, in the back of a hot car in a 109-degree heat while he was inside their house. Parker, the 2-year-old, was found unresponsive in her dad's car outside of her home in Maryland, north of Tucson, Arizona, on Tuesday when her mom arrived. Her father, Chris, 37, told police that when he arrived home, she was sleeping in the back seat of the blue Honda Accord SUV and didn't want to wake her up. Like, really? That's the part I'm trying to wrap my head around. You don't want to wake her up? Most kids, obviously, when you do errands or whatever, they fall asleep in the car, okay? You wake them up, and then they fall asleep back when you bring them inside the home. You know what I mean? You didn't want to wake her up. Again, lack of common sense. Where was I? He left the vehicle on and running in the driveway with the AC conditioning on the child inside the. And let me start all over. I am so sorry. That tongue twister in my every time when I speak. He left the vehicle on and running in the driveway, while the the air conditioning on and the child inside. The police said. And what else? I'll show you the picture. So Christopher told detectives that he did not want to wake his daughters up so he could continue sleeping in the vehicle. Christopher went inside the residence. Parker's mother, Erica Swarsons, returned home with her white Tesla, discovered her daughter in the car unresponsive, which she point 911 was called around 4 p.m. At some point in those 3 hours, the car and the air conditioner turned off, and the temperature inside skyrocketed in the afternoon heat. 3 hours. He told the police an hour or so, which, like I said, that was not true because it was 3 hours. And they have footage and timestamp to back that up. So Erica performed, the mother, CPR on Parker until paramedics arrived and rushed her to Banner University Medical Center, where Erica worked as an anesthesiologist. Obviously, they have a lovely home, good career, and everything until this tragic incident happened, and now everything is just falling apart. And now the father is being charged for first or second degree murder of their 2-year-old daughter, Parker. Now, I want to show you another footage of this TikToker explaining that it seemed like Chris has a pattern, like he has a double life. And like I said in the beginning of this video, that this is not the first time that Chris has done this, leaving his daughters in the backseat of the car while he's in a store or in a convenience store, grabbing beer, drinking. And I'm like, you shouldn't be drinking and driving. And again, all this is allegedly. I don't know. All I do know that this is public information. Everything is allegedly. I'm just doing my research and just reporting to you guys what I know so far. And but the video that I'm going to share with you, and there's footage of Chris going to the store, and his daughter was with him. But the odd thing, the weird thing about it is that the daughter was not with him inside the convenience store and inside the store as well. So that makes me to believe that he left his daughter in the car, and this is not the first time he has done this. He has patterns of doing that, and that does not look good. Does not look good for the defense team. So take a look of the TikTok influencer that said this.
Christopher's whereabouts throughout the day, and they saw Christopher in surveillance footage in the grocery store that day by himself. Parker was not with him. At 12:06 p.m. on his way home, he then stopped at a convenience store and grabbed 3 cans of beer. Christopher could then be seen going into the bathroom with the 3 cans. But when he comes out, he only has 1 can of beer in his hand. Christopher is then seen leaving the store allegedly without even paying for the beer that he still had in his hand. All while Parker was still in the car, sitting in her car seat while daddy's out, allegedly. I think I should say this. All this is alleged. I don't know any of these people. This is public information that is already out there, and I am just researching and filtering it through my own words and opinions. Go do your own research, form your own opinions. But daddy stops at the store, goes inside the store, don't know where Parker is yet. Maybe that'll come out in the investigation, but I think it's safe to guess she could have been sitting in the car with the car running. And then they stop at a convenience store. He gets 3 beers. He goes into the bathroom, locks the door. We can guess, don't know, that he chugs 2 of them while he's in there, takes 1 out, and walks straight out the store with it while Parker is left in the car.
Crazy.
Now, there is some question to whether the other 2 daughters were with him in the car. Like, so while he was at the store or went into the convenience store, if there was his other 2 daughters were in the car with Parker. But I heard him say when he was speaking to the police officers after they came and took Parker to the hospital, that his other 2 daughters were at this place with the neighbors called Elevate, and that they had come home. So according to that, it makes it seem like it was just him and Parker riding around all day. Now, I also heard Christopher say that his other two daughters did not get home until 2:45. However, by this surveillance footage, it showed that they got home just before 1, and he walked in right after them. This meant that Christopher didn't actually get home at 2:30 like he originally told the investigators. It was actually an hour and a half earlier than that, which means that Parker was allegedly left in the car for over 3 hours because his wife gets home at 4. And it was 109 degrees that day. According to investigators' surveillance footage, it also shows that Christopher's car was parked in the direct sunlight right in their driveway. Investigators then tested the car to see how soon it would automatically shut off after being left idle, and it turned off 20 minutes after being left idle. That's the same way my car is too. Mine's a 2016, and if it's left idle for 20 minutes, it'll give a 30-second countdown, and it'll shut off if you don't press.
Oh, pause. Oh, she just froze. Sorry, guys. But you get what she's saying, okay? Like I said, car running, then there's a time switch, and if you don't press that button to reset it, it's going to shut off on its own. And that's exactly what happened to that SUV, that Honda and Acura, and that's what happened. That's what happened, and that's how Parker ended up dead because the car stopped running, the AC stopped running, and that's how she died, unfortunately. And it's just sad, and it just really, really, really saddens me that this happened to this 2-year-old daughter when it shouldn't have happened. Again, this all could have been preventable, and it just breaks my heart that this 2-year-old suffer and that in that heat and that's inside of the car while his father was inside playing video games and watching porn. And that's something that he's going to live with for the rest of his life. And like I said, I don't believe he did this on purpose. This was an accident, but however, at the same time, it was very negligent on his part to do that, to leave his daughter in the car because he did not want it to wake her up. Is it possible? And this is all allegedly. Was it he was just too drunk? Because just like that woman said, he went to the convenience store, grabbed 3 beers, went to the bathroom, drunk 2, had 1, and walked out. And this all allegedly. Was he a little intoxicated that he just totally slipped his mind that he left his daughter in the backseat of the car, that he was that really intoxicated, and on top of that, he was driving too. All of it's going to come up folded. All things are going to come out. You know what I mean? And like I said, everything's allegedly, but just think about that. Drinking, came home, probably got a little buzz or wasted, and he totally forgot that he left his daughter because he was so preoccupied playing video games, watching porn, and he was probably drunk. And he should be charged. He should be. Again, he's the father. That's his job to protect his daughter and make sure that his daughter is not in harm's way. And he deserves to do time a little bit. He does, because that's negligent. You can't do that. You know what I mean? You can't just leave your child unattended like that, especially like this. You know what I mean? In the hot seat in the car. You know what I mean? And if they do their investigation and find out that he was drinking and driving and then they have footage of this, that's not looking good for Chris. It's not. You know what I mean? So I believe that he deserved to do some time and really, really think about like what he has done, because I know that things will never be the same again. Obviously, his wife is going to support him and back him up, rightfully so. And things will never be the same again. Does he deserve to be accountable for his actions? Absolutely. Do I believe that he did this on purpose and this was planned? No. Okay, it wasn't. Just like I said, I don't think he did it on purpose. I don't think he attempt to kill his daughter. It was a freak accident. It was negligent on his part. Like I said, it was very irresponsible for him to do all this. And this is not the first time he's done this. So with that being said, you guys, he deserves to be punished. He does, because this is not the first time he has done this, left his child in the car. while he was doing things, errands or whatever. So the last video I'm going to show you, a reporter is going to say, this is not the first time he has done this. There was a text messages exchange between Erica and Chris. And Erica said that, I told you, and I'm just paraphrasing this, but you're going to take a look for yourself. I told you not to do this. So it seemed like the wife, Erica, told Chris multiple times, stop leaving our kids in the car. Stop doing that. My bad. I'm sorry, babe. It's really common sense. Again, I just feel like it's just laziness that some parents think that they can just go to certain places in and out and they're going to be quick because, again, they don't want to unbuckle the kid from the car seat and put it back. And then buckle them in because it's just such an inconvenience or it's a nuisance. But I'd rather do that 10 times over as long as my child is safe and okay. I'd rather do that. You know what I mean? And like I said, this really hits home to me because I'm trying to get pregnant and it's been very challenging and hard for me. And when I hear stories like this, it just breaks me. It really breaks my heart because all this could have been easily prevented. And again, a child is a gift from God. They're very precious and beautiful and bring joy into our lives. And now Parker is no longer here. You know, she's in heaven now and in peace, but now she's no longer with her siblings. Her siblings are no longer with her. It's just a sad devastation, tragedy overall, and it just sucks. It just sucks that this happened. And again, it could have been all preventable, if the father would just did his job and just took his daughter Parker out of the backseat of his car and brought her inside their home. Simple. That's simple. But he just wanted to let her sleep. Anyway, let me show you the last video. This was a court appearance of Chris and his wife pleading with the judge to have him be released with bond so they can grieve their daughter and have a burial so he can be there. And apparently the judge did release him, and because he has an ankle monitor until the trial starts on October 27. And just listen to what Erica had to say.
A heartbreaking moment. A dad hangs his head in grief as his wife begs a judge to release him. Their 2-year-old daughter lost her life after the dad allegedly left her in a hot car.
I'm just asking if you can allow him to come home to us so we can all start the grieving process so that he can bury our daughter with us.
Police say the husband drove up to the house outside Tucson, Arizona with his daughter asleep in the car. He told police he didn't want to wake her, so he left her in the vehicle with the engine on and the AC running. The temperature outside was 109 degrees. 3 hours later, his wife, Dr. Erica Scholtes, arrived home. Cops say little Parker was discovered unresponsive in the car. The engine was off and there was no air conditioning.
I heard the most horrible screams I've ever heard in my entire life.
The mom, an anesthesiologist, performed CPR until first responders got there. Parker was rushed to the hospital but didn't make it. According to police, Christopher Scholtes was aware the vehicle would automatically shut off after approximately 30 minutes, but he allegedly got distracted by playing his video game and putting his food away. Court papers reveal shocking text messages between the parents as their little girl was being rushed to the hospital. How many times have I told you, says the mom. Babe, I'm sorry, he answers. We have lost her. She was perfect, says mom. Then he texts, babe, our family, how could I do this? I killed our baby. This can't be real. Dr. Scholtes called into the court hearing. They have 2 other children.
He's an amazing father. This was a big mistake, and I think that this doesn't represent him. No one understands how great of a tragedy this is more than myself, my remaining 2 daughters, and Christopher.
Christopher Scholtes has pled not guilty to...
Okay. A huge mistake. Huge mistake. Again, he has done this before. You saw the text messages, okay? Huge mistake. Like I said, what a dum-dum, okay? Again, my heart breaks for the siblings, for the wife. I feel bad. How do I put this? Like I said, I don't think he did it. He was just irresponsible, okay? He deserved to do some type of time because There's no way that you can just leave your kid in the back seat of the car. I'm sorry. And you got distracted. Again, he probably was drinking, um, playing video games. And I don't know why they're not adding the porn thing, even though the judge is going to tell the prosecutors not to use that. But it is true. You can't hide data. Okay, he was watching porn as well. Excuse me. And pardon me. And he needs to he deserves accountability. He really do, because again, I just don't understand why, how a father can do that. You know what I mean? Even though he's devastated, even though things will never be the same again because they lost their 2-year-old daughter. But this all could have been preventable, okay? If he would have just be a father and do his job, and the only job he had to do is protect his daughter. And he failed at doing that. I'm sorry. He failed doing that, and now he has to pay the price. He has to pay the price that his daughter's no longer here. He has to explain this to his daughters and his other 2 daughters. And yes, grieving is a real thing. It really is. And they're going through the grieving process. This happened last year. The trial is going to start on October 27th. And I hope and pray, with all the evidence is gathering and they're going to present to the juries, that I hope they found him guilty. I really do, because you just can't be foolish like that and irresponsible like that. You just can't. You have to be smart and you have to have common sense. You know what I mean? Your kid is sleeping, you get your kid out of the car, and then you bring him inside the home. That's common sense. You just don't say to yourself, oh, I'm just going to let the AC run, the vehicle run, and then let my kid continue to sleep in the backseat of the car. Like, no, you don't do that. It's just lack of common sense. And I can't even imagine what the wife is thinking. Yes, she's supporting her husband, but then she's saying to herself and saying to him, I told you multiple times. So she probably had some type of resentment towards him, but she's still supporting him. You can, couples do that. You can still support your husband, but still resent them at the same time because what they did. That's your baby. And she said she was perfect. And she looked perfect. She looked beautiful, was beautiful, And then this tragic thing happened. And it's just sad all around. And I'm just saying to every parent out there who have children, please be more responsible. Be more thoughtful, and not be lazy and thinking that, it takes a second to go to a convenience store, or a second to go to a store and grab something and just leave your kid behind. Grab your kid and take your child with you. Do not leave your child behind or backseat of the car because it's just a little bit inconvenience. It's not, because it takes a second for something to happen, and then you have to live with the consequences of your action. It just takes a second. And that's what's happening with Christopher. He did something. Let me rephrase that. He left his daughter in his car, and now there's consequences for his actions, and now he has to deal with the consequences for his action. So what are your thoughts, you guys, of this whole thing? What do you think? I would love to know your thoughts, and what do you think is going to happen moving along? Do you think he's going to be charged? Do you think that they're going to find him not guilty or guilty? I'm definitely going to follow along with this case. It's definitely going to be on Court TV. So I'm definitely going to follow up with this and definitely let you know any updates, because, again, the trial starts October 27th. So we're going to see what's going to happen in the near future, if Chris is going to be found guilty or not guilty. I believe, in my opinion, he's going to be found guilty, because I would hope and think a lot of people would be sympathetic of a child, and then just put themselves in that child's situation, sitting in a hot seat of 109 degrees car, and just being I wouldn't say suffocate, but just dead. So we will hope and see, and hope for the best, and hope there will be justice for Parker. And that's all I'm going to say. Guys, I got to head out. I have to head to church. Praise the Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you so much for watching this YouTube channel. That's it. I really appreciate each and one of you. Have a blessed day, and I will see you guys on Monday.